Person where they do even no one make person talk. Them say that Mayegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Mayegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Mayegun don't come. So my people make you laugh. Oh yo yo, Mayegun don't come. Oh yo yo, my people make you shout. Oh yo yo, Mayegun don't come. Oh yo.
Hello there.
Mayegun la wa mo, la mo to dodo. Mayegun la wa mo.
Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are joining me from. It is Mayegun Live. Remember to share these broadcasts. Okay? After reading the caption of the broadcast, the description of the broadcast, which is just to give you a bit of an idea of what we will be talking about tonight. But what you are reading in the description, as well as the title, so to say, they are just window to what you are going to witness tonight or watch tonight, because there are many stuffs that we're going to touch tonight, not even listed in that description. That's why you have to share this. Invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends. Just tell them that Mayegun today, very easy. Devil Umahi is taking this opposition to the coastal road to another level. I mean, there have been so many people who have come out to condemn and criticize these white elephant projects. But Devil Umahi has singled out Peter Obi, his own brother, to what? To tag his own opposition as that of Igbos, or inciting the Igbos against the Fnumbu. Remember that. Then we have a bit of shot at the announcement made by Tifnumbu. Today is the 1st day of May. Workers' Day worldwide. Kolu has increased their salary. A bobo. So today, good morning to you once again. Good afternoon to you. And good evening to you from wherever you are joining me from. It is Mayegun Live. I don't know if you are already aware, or this is the first time you are going to be hearing this. Or maybe even when you heard, you'd never really pay much attention to it. Tonight, we will be addressing the supposed show of force by Devil Umahi in what they programmed as shut them up once and for all. If it had stopped at the media, the media parley, as well as, the media PR stunt to give a bit of credibility to this white elephant project, Devil Umahi wouldn't have bothered people like myself. But because I have been one of those watching Umahi for a while. In fact, I got attracted to him when he was making the noise about, reconstructing and rebuilding Ebonyi. And yet, there are structures, but there is no human capital development in Ebonyi State, as it remains one of the poorest states in eastern Nigeria. But I got to know later that he had an ambition. And he didn't just have the ambition. He was one of those pick-me Igbos in the contraption called Nigeria. He was governor. In fact, he was positioning himself to be president as anointed Igbo candidate, presidential candidate, promised by Bokwari and his clan. If he would play ball and allow the Fulani terrorists easy passage to Ebonyi State. This is true story. So don't think this is a make-up story. This is true story that got people killed. People died. So listen. Then Devulumaye started cutting the Bokwari gang who told him if he played ball, he will be the first Igbo supported and elected president by them. So first, it was to help them tame Nnamdi Kanu and the IPOB rise in eastern Nigeria. After that, it was going to make the Ebonyi people more welcoming by the introduction of Ruga. All this ended up in something that is near shame. Devulumayi decided to reach out to Nnamdi Kanu by offering him their usual, the earthly things. They were surprised that all his demands, none of them, includes any penny for Nnamdi Kanu. So they got the resolution. Umahi read the resolution. And a week or two after, the Nigeria military, they moved down to kill Nnamdi Kanu at his Afarauku home in Abia. All of this while the Ebonyi people were going through, well, you can think of it. The same Devulumayi decided to deceive, well, those he could deceive. When Nnamdi Kanu said and formed the ESN, Eastern Security Network, it is a volunteer security outfit. Devulumayi, pretending to be in the same thinking space with the Southwest puppets, who decided to go ahead and then ban open grazing, something that really, really upsets Bokwari and his clan. But the likes of Devulumayi were able to play the devil's advocate by manipulating the movement, and they started what they call Ebubeagu. While Amotekun were busy going through the forest in Yoruba land, Ebubeagu, they were looking for ESN members in their homes, in the bushes, to attack and kill while the Fulani terrorists were roaming. All this just for Umahi to be in their good book. I don't know what happened. He even defected to APC. Egbekegbe rubbished this party, rubbished everybody there. But last, it was Kolu, the Jaga banditi, the Jaga addicti, Aṣíwájú àwọn olè, Aṣíwájú àwọn agbèrò, that bought every institution that could possibly help Umahi. Not even Bokwari could. People died in Ebonyi. All of this and the cover-up after for Umahi to become a minister. And he's a minister of work. Like Ayade of Cross River, he is doing exactly what he did in Ebonyi. At least You can see him as an engineer. Engineer Devil Umahi. So they want to construct a 700 kilometer, over 700 kilometer of a coastal road. Okay. It's not a bad idea. All right. Like, for whatever economic advantage that it is going to bring to the area, you cannot underestimate that or just ignore it. But trying to pretend that you want to spend 15 trillion naira to construct a coastal road and the alacrity, things don't move this fast in Nigeria. That is the first suspicion. Things don't move this fast. The level at which the destructions of properties and businesses around or from their supposed ground zero, phase one, is suspicious. You know, more than 70% of the roads in the country, they are completely death traps. So if you have 15 trillion, that could make a massive difference internally to help improve movement of goods and services, at least. But when you look at the whole thing around this, you know, it shouldn't have any kind of tribal attachment. However, since I have been following this, the destruction of landmark beach and the propaganda thereafter, where people are justifying it because when the bridge is completed, it will open up that area and it's going to improve the property cost, blah, 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 blah. That is when the road is completed. So whatever the cost of the losses right now is inconsequential. But that's not the whole story. There is more. So Devil Umahi continue to scream politics. It is politics. Okay, hang on. There are things we are seeing. Okay. Number one, the alacrity at which this fraudulent project was approved, the secrecy of no bidding, no no competition, no competitive bidding, and then awarded to the company of Tifnumbu's confidant. You know that Shaguri is Tifnumbu's official confidant, the man that Tifnumbu keeps his secret with. Do you know that? Like officially. And do you also know that Shaguri is an ex-convict, a money launderer, and a former Abacha's bagman. So Shaguri, and his children, they are Lebanese Nigerians. They have been, I think he actually born his 2 sons in Nigeria. So they see themselves as Nigerians because by that design, they are Nigerians. Shaguri was convicted, just like Tifnumbu, convicted but he forfeited hundreds of millions of dollars to avoid jail, and he kind of escaped. There are places he can't go. And he's Tifnumbu's confidant. The other guy, Abubakar Bagudu, that is your minister of budget. That is the guy that, on record, was able to help Abacha loot over $25 billion. Abubakar Bagudu is currently your Minister of Budgets, whose family, his wife, and few members of his family, they are currently trying to make a deal with the US government on, you know what I mean, like to give up few certain things on this looted fund of Abacha. So the guy is now the Minister of Budget that is also a bagman for Tifnumbu. So there's so many questions around it. Okay. But Umahi is not seeing that. Initially, he said, listen to this, so in case if you have come across their propaganda about that landmark, all right? So initially, they said the Oniru family who sold the land to Landmark, who happened to be an Igbo man, I didn't even know. So Oniru family sold the land next to the beach. And they said, this beach, 250 meters of it from the bank of the water, 250 meters away, is the federal government's land. Okay? You will need their permission to use the waterfront. They will give you anyway, but just so you know. Remember the Eco Atlantic city, Abi Eco Atlantic? The empire of Tifnumbu and the Shaguri. The same story. The Shaguris of Eco Atlantic, they bought hundreds, if not thousands of acres of land from the Oniru family of Lagos. They were told the same thing. This land we are selling to you. Listen, this is where it stops. From here to that water is not our land. Okay? 250 meters. So therefore, if you want to use it, you will need the permission of the federal government. So Tifnumbu, Shaguri, they met with Goodluck Ebere Jolantan. Shaguri and the Clintons, they are friends. Shaguri was the guy who made Tifnumbu join their exclusive Democrat Club of America as part of their regular donors. Are you following this? Because there's a reason why I'm giving you all these instances. So you see that privilege. One day, they were able to bring Goodluck Ebere Jolantan to Lagos to come and commission the opening of the claimed 8.4 kilometers of water that is now land. Listen again, because like I said, you probably have come across their propaganda so that you can understand the story of Oniru family, the story of 250 meters from the water, from the onset. So if you go to Atlantic, Lagos Atlantic today, the place they call Lagos Atlantic today was formerly water claimed by the high-tech Shaguri. So what did they do? They were allowed, that is the federal government too, they were allowed to reclaim the land by sand filling the water. A lot of you know this story, by the way, Abi. You've heard the story of Eco Atlantic, Abi. So, without buying the land from anybody, but with the approval to sand fill and claim it, Eco Atlantic claimed 8.4 kilometers of former water, which is now land. Landmark, 17 years ago, paid for the land. Again, like the Shaguris, they paid for a certain hundreds or thousands of acres of land. And they were told the same thing. Unlike Shaguris, they also got some money and got approval to sand fill the water and claim some land, which they did. And therefore, it becomes theirs as long as they can keep the 250 meters away. So today, the government of Tifnumbu is destroying landmark on the land they reclaim, okay, by saying they don't even have any right to say they are the owners of the land they sand fill with their money and claimed, like the Shaguris. So they are now accusing them of land grabbing instead of accusing him of water grabbing. They said he's grabbing land that doesn't belong to him. That's the bone of contention. Oh. And they are now saying, because again, I would expect somebody like that, a landmark and all these businesses to show that approval I am talking about. Like you can't just jump into the water and begin to claim the land. Can you? Anyway, it would have been, you would have leave everything there and just say, oh, let them go do what they want to. There are other allegations of they want to take over the land. Yeah, they want the land. And that simply means now they are telling them that they can keep the hotel. So they are accusing him of renting the land, the water he reclaimed. They are accusing the landmark owner of renting those land to other, tenants who have other businesses on the land. So the government, because they are now in government. So what the government is saying now is that the approval they gave to him for 17 years that it has been existing, okay? No, they didn't give it to him. He should bring the proof, which they can deny. We did not give you. The purpose is to collect the land. But according to Devil Umahi, talking about it, or everyone who has been talking about it, they probably are ignorant. But when it comes to Peter Obi, his own brother, he turned it into tribal attack. He said Obi's comment is to incite some ignorant people in Eastern Nigeria, waiting concern Eastern Nigeria, the Igbo people and the coastal road. How did the Igbo people come into the coastal road? Obi is a Labour Party with his own obedience all over Nigeria. Why didn't they say Obi? Why didn't he say Obi is inciting Nigerians against Tifnumbu? Why did he say Obi is inciting the ignorant people in Eastern Nigeria, specifically against Tifnumbu? It is called dog whistle. It's on record. Now, the Abobakus can tell you. His brother said, all these things is just doing them for the Igbos. You know how much they have done so, how much they have worked to try to turn your obedient movement to Igbo movement. By calling those of you the non-Igbo obedience who actually started this your obedient movement, to be honest, right? So you are non-Igbos. They continue to tell them that Obi is deceiving them because Obi is Igbo agenda. They have been doing that and doing that and doing that. And it seems to be kind of working on some gullible minds. Umahi has now raised the bar. The dog whistle has been blown now. Because what is the correlation? You know, there is an African proverb that says, where two brothers fight to death, strangers inherit their land. And there is also something that this my brother from Sierra Leone, Sekou, said the reason why we are having this kind of conversation today is simply because the southern Nigeria is being led by weak men, weak people, who for the what do you call it, for the comfort or the lust of power, would decide to throw their own people under the bus, destroy their own brother, and watch them get